For his first career win and trying to become the 9th different driver to win a Winston Cup race for Rick Hendrick.
If that thing doesn't quit running on him, he's got it made.
We'll watch Kurt Busch drive off in this end of the corner. Picks up about 3 car lengths. Jimmie Johnson eases back to that throttle.
Jimmie Johnson off turn 4, 6th in points, leading rookie on the tour, and he's going to win his 13th start.
Here before a hometown crowd of his.
What a race. What a strategy. I mean, you got to give Chad a pat on the back, guys, for Pete's sake. How many crew chiefs down there right now are kicking themselves in the rear right now, saying, why did I even stop? Why did I take any tires? Here he comes up off of turn 2, and he's still closing.
Watch him driving down here to turn 3 right here.
Oh, up on the outside, he's going to give it that high. He's going to give it that high line. Last-ditch effort here.
Bill Elliott closes, but Jimmie Johnson gains the 2nd victory of his rookie year.
Man, we have a battle between Bobby Hamilton and Robbie Gordon.
I don't think Bobby Hamilton's going to like that very much.
Gordon got Hamilton for 8th at the line.
And notice that neither one of them are slowing down just yet. Bobby Hamilton is after Robbie Gordon.
Yeah, it was that side-by-side stuff that was going to get him in trouble. His 27th birthday was this past Tuesday. There'll be a lot of candles to blow out in Victory Lane at Dover. Jimmie Johnson sweeps the Monster Mile this season. A great day.
Way to go, boys. We're back on track. Awesome, awesome stuff all day long.
A great day in the championship for Johnson. A great day for Mark Martin also.
Night, and he banks the Coca-Cola 600 tonight. Matt.
And call it a home turf win for Jimmie Johnson from the back to the front. Congratulations, Coke 600 winner.
I can't believe we did this here at Lowe's Motor Speedway in Lowe's, Monte Carlo. We knew we were going to have a great race car again, but coming from the back, we didn't.
Right here, he's the master of this place.
We didn't know what was going to happen, and I'm just so proud of this entire race team, everybody at Hendrick Motorsports. We've been able to count on our great pit stops. The last 2 had us out in the lead both times. Great engines, great bodies, great race cars, great teamwork, and great support from Lowe's. I'm dumbfounded. I expected to be donuts on the front stretch and burnouts and all, but this is very cool.
If it stays under power, he's going to get his 2nd win of 2003. He's got enough pad on Kevin Harvick. Harvick's in a little bit of traffic right now. Chad Knaus made the right strategy calls. They had a great car, and Jimmie Johnson wins the New England 300, his 2nd win of 2003. 58 of the 300 laps. Jimmie Johnson, Matt Kenseth did have the fuel to get to the checkered flag. Great 3rd place run for the championship leader. Who's that just ran out off turn 4? Ricky Rudd just ran out off the final corner.
That entire crew.
Yep, they took their time, and they got in there what they needed, and that was all the difference.
At lap 127, the crew cleaned out in a pit road crash. 3 of the members getting hit by another car. They came back to do their job and make the crucial stop when it counted. Jimmie Johnson sweeping New Hampshire International Speedway races in 2003.
That was the battle for 2nd spot between Ricky Rudd, Joe Nemechek. Here comes Elliott Jr.
Got away with it, but broken.
You are
down
the man. You know that.
Okay, that'll make those bumps and bruises they're going to feel the next couple of days feel a lot better, won't it?
18 cars. Just doesn't quite have the steam down the straightaway, but he's going to dive her in here hard, baby. Come on.
I guarantee he'll drive it in down here, turn 3 and 4. He went to the high side, but Jimmie Johnson in the 48 well. He just needs to come nice and straight off turn 4.
Jimmie Johnson, the Lowe's Chevrolet. Jimmie becomes the 41st driver to win at Darlington.
These guys are beating and banging. These are all lead lap cars, but Ryan Newman will finish 3rd, Robbie Gordon 4th, Elliott Sadler 5th, Kurt Busch 6th, Mark Martin 7th, Harvick 8th, Mayfield 9th, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. comes back to finish 10th.
That's amazing that Junior come back to 10th because he has had a terrible day after the start of this race.
White flag. And here comes Elliott Sadler in that 38 car. He moves up in the 5th position. And look at Dale Earnhardt Jr. He's bidding for a top 5. We got 1 lap to go.
Easy, Mikey.
Second place still in doubt.
Look at him. They're going to be 3
Brad,
5.
Bobby Labonte in the 2. But we stay green.
Caution lights are on. The caution lights are on. The caution lights out.
It's over if they get to the line.
I think Michael got second.
The field was frozen.
And coming to the line, Jimmie Johnson wins his 2nd straight Coke 600.
Man. We had 333 laps. Right at 500 miles.
Well, now this will take some sorting out, because at the moment of caution, defined as when the caution lights or flag are displayed, the field is frozen.
And the lights were on well before the yellow flag came out, but I was looking right down at the lights, and they were on.
And it all happened behind this young man, who wins this race for the 2nd time in a row, joining Buddy Baker, Darrell Waltrip, Neil Bonnet, Dale Earnhardt, and Jeff Gordon as back-to-back winners of the 600.
The 9 car just went down and drove it in really, really hard and bottomed it out and got into the back of Bobby.
Poor old Shrek wrecked.
Back to the mud bog.
He had to wait out a tense red flag situation and then power away over the final 4 laps, just as he'd done all night long. Jimmie Johnson tonight leads 334 laps, 501 of the 600 miles, including, most importantly, that last mile and a half.
Jimmie Johnson in the 48, he gets a good run on the high side, though. He's able to stay in front, going down the Long Pond straight.
I like the way Jeremy gets through turn 1 down there. He can get down on the bottom. That's going to get him up beside of Johnson if he doesn't watch out. Hear him, he's shifted going into the tunnel. He's been shifted across his short chute, but I think he's letting it all hang out now.
I think he's reaching down, getting everything that car's got, and then some.
Caution's out, buddy. Back
Yellow.
it down. Stay up high. Caution is out. Stay up high.
5 to go. Caution is out.
Now the red flag lap is 196. We will be completing 196 now, so I think we're past that window.
They're going to red flag it.
And we're here that Jeff Burton in the 99 car almost simultaneously as Dale Jarrett blew up. We know both those cars had the new engine package.
Looks like the new engine package is 5 miles short. He got in the oil. Guarantee you he got in the oil. That or else. You don't reckon Harvick and he got together, do you?
At this stage, Darrell, I'm not going to reckon anything. 4 laps to go. All 5 of those Pocono starts.
On the racetrack right here at the start-finish line on the inside. They just threw a bottle and hit
Jimmie Johnson is going to score his 9th career victory in his 89th start. All of them on super speedways. Jimmie Johnson wins the Pocono 500. He ties Dale Jr. for the most wins this season with 3.
And puts him right back in the race to the chase.
Here we come off the third 3. Way to go, boys. Back to back again. Thank you.
Play-by-play from the cockpit. Jimmie Johnson comes to the checkered flag and sweeps the Pocono races in 2004. Johnson wins the Pennsylvania 500.
You're right.
Big payday for Johnson and company, $90,000 a bonus for the championship leader winning a race.
Damn cool. Thank you.
And for Jimmie Johnson, his 4th win of 2004, he led 124 of 200 laps. Last man to do it at this racetrack, Dale Earnhardt, 1986.
That last lap's a long lap.
So what is winning before friends and family meeting? That was it. Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW GM Quality 500, 1.7 seconds over Jeff Gordon. Jimmie Johnson back with his momentum in his championship bid in 2004.
Now he's He's got to go through this corner now, doesn't he?
Now Newman will drive by and bump him. Try to take the spot back, but McMurray hangs on to it.
Great race for second to the finish, all the way to the checkered flag. But it's going on behind Jimmie Johnson, who picks up his 6th win of 2004.
Awesome job, guys. Awesome job.
But Johnson's got it. I mean, unless he makes a big mistake at 3 and 4, car can't do it.
This could be 3 in a row for that 48 car.
Buddy, come on. Bring it home. Bring it home. Jimmie, don't do any burnouts, buddy.
The emotions of the victory for Jimmie Johnson. He wins in Atlanta for Hendrick Motorsports.
I tell you, that's good stuff.
In loving memory all the way.
What more can you say? Jimmie Johnson off of turn number 2, the final lap of the final Southern 500 at Darlington. Can he score the victory and close out this racetrack's great history with his name on the winner's trophy and put the exclamation point on a bid for the championship heading to Miami next Sunday? It'll be Jimmie Johnson as the winner of the 55th Mountain Dew Southern 500. What great late laps rallies for Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon, and an exclamation point on the day of Kurt Busch as well, who winds up in 6th place after being as low as 27th earlier in the day.
So the House of Roush.
Absolutely rock. I love my job. I love my team. And boys, let's see a victory lane.
The House of Roush becomes a teardown for Hotel Hendrick. Jimmie Johnson brings the Lowe's Chevrolet to the checkered flag. 5 wins and 2 seconds in the last 9 races for Johnson.
Yeah, Mike, 3 Hendrick cars in the top.
Turn 2, a crash on the final lap.
Jeremy Mayfield, I'm not sure what happened.
And LeBron
I have to go, buddy. It's all you.
to the grass to hold him off. Last time.
He can't do it. I don't believe he can do it unless Bobby messes up.
There he goes to the bottom, Darryl. They're going to be side by side off turn 2. Bobby's on the half side.
You can't pass over there. There's no way.
All clear. One last charge right here, man.
It's all over, boys.
Was that the last best
Here
move
comes
made too
outside.
soon?
Here he comes. Outside.
Just like in Atlanta last March. He's not going to be able to do it, I don't think. They're side by side.
Here he comes. Jimmie
Hey, baby, bring it.
48 car.
He did it. 3 in a row. Jimmie Johnson.
By 2/100ths of a second.
I thought when he got beat off of turn 2, it was all over, but he drove it in on the outside and won it.
Boy, was that worth staying up late for or what?
Incredible.
A clean pass by Jimmie Johnson, looking just like Carl Edwards' move on Johnson at Atlanta, a very similarly shaped racetrack.
But you got to give an attaboy to Bobby Labonte. Man, what a job.
Good job, Crazy. Good job.
Oh, Jimmie said, come on, teammate, cut me some slack.
Through turns 3 and 4 now. Kyle Busch, the rookie, looking at Johnson, the championship contender. Teammates coming to the checkers. Jimmie Johnson wins at Dover. Yes, sir. 2 more turns. Does not look like Busch can get there. Jimmie Johnson has had a wild night. He and his crew have fought through all kinds of problems. But Jimmie Johnson, 4 in a row at Lowe's.
Unbelievable, guys. You guys are the best. There, guys. Jimmie, you drove your heart out, man. That's one thing about this team. They never, ever make it easy for us. And we come back from it every time. You guys are the best. Awesome. Jimmie, incredible, man.
Jeff Gordon.
Unbelievable, guys. Thank you so much. Never quit, man. All the adversity tonight, that's true championship form.
6th. Here goes Ryan Newman. He's going to try the high side. Which way will Mears go? Oh, hose this 12-car Brian Newman.
Bobby, keep pedaling it, man. Keep pedaling. Clear by 4.
That's exactly crash behind him. Crash behind him. The caution is out. The race is over. Jimmie Johnson has won the Daytona 500.
You are my hero.
With his car owner watching here at the track and his crew chief watching at home, Jimmie Johnson wins his first Daytona 500 victory.
But Darrell, has been turn 2. That's where the strength has been with this 48 car.
Kyle Busch poised to take advantage. It's a 3-car race with a mile to go.
He's looking outside. You better block him if you want to hold him off. Got a good run.
Kenseth pulls the block, going off into turn 3. Johnson goes to the high side. He's going to try to get that momentum.
Jimmie Johnson won one last year like this. Kenseth with the edge. Here comes Johnson.
Jimmie's
momentum outside.
He's got it. He's got it.
Johnson
48.
wins the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. He led 1 lap.
He got that run on the high side through 3 and 4.
I like it. I mean, it's an exciting finish. You got to like that.
Gordon's at the bottom in the 24. Not a lot of help down there. It's just tire smoke. They're beating and banging over there.
They're rubbing everything they got. Bottoms, tops, sides.
Checkered flag, so you better get the gas on.
All Jimmie Johnson, that 48 can do is protect the bottom. That's all he can hope for.
Just remember, it's a long way down here to the finish line.
Oh, yeah.
Here it comes.
Locke and Stewart, here they come.
Jimmie Johnson, Daytona 500 winner, holds off Tony Stewart and wins the Era 499. What a run. Wow. Stewart second. Vickers third.
Oh, yeah.
I say, oh, yeah.
Jeff Burton fourth. Jamie McMurray fifth. Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, Scott Riggs.
I feel for BV. That man drove one hell of a race, guys. BV, awesome job. And you guys, awesome job.
Robbie Gordon rounded out the top 10.
Hold on to the championship standings, which you won't even think about for probably a day and a half.
What an unbelievable
Caution is out. Check that. Caution is not out yet. There's a crash on the backstretch.
Looks like Robbie Gordon and Greg Biffle got together.
Still the white flag is out. Johnson off of turn 4. Checkered flag is in the air. Jimmie Johnson from California wins at Indianapolis, and the caution is out. The race is over. There are 15 scoring loops around the track. They will determine the final positions. Jimmie Johnson has won. Tony Stewart's helicopter pilot killed in a plane crash on their way to this race. Johnson's always wanted to get back to victory lane here at Martinsville to salute those fallen friends, and Johnson wins the Subway 500 at Martinsville. Strong run by Denny Hamlin and Bobby Labonte.
To drive this race car today. Jimmie, great job. Great job, pit crew. Great job done by everybody.
It was Chad Knaus. You heard Chad talking about how car owner Rick Hendrick is not at the track today.
Just can't make it.
Not bad. I think we'll keep you for a while.
Chad Knaus to Jimmie Johnson. He's going to win this race by 2 seconds.
Can you say 3-peat?
There you go.
Yes, we can.
We got you. Bring her home, dude.
Jimmie Johnson wins the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400, his 3rd Las Vegas victory in a row.
Cha-ching!
Guys, incredible job. I could not be...
The Nextel Cup champion going for 2 in a row. Back at 5th place, side by side, as Johnson comes to the line. Jimmie Johnson wins the Cobalt Tools 500. Stewart, Kenseth, Burton.
Look at this battle right here. Montoya will finish 5th. Clint Boyer 6th. Truex Jr. 7th. Edwards 8th. Sorensen 9th. Our points leader, Mark Martin, comes home 10th.
Surrender. One more good one here, bud. It's the last lap.
This is it. He's going to look under him there. Jimmie got a little bit off. He had to get out of the gas a little bit.
The head should be ready for it.
Here we go. He's going to move him. He's going to move him. He's going to move him.
Here comes
the inside.
He's got the inside. They touch once, twice. Drag race. Jimmie Johnson.
Oh, by a fender. Gentleman Jim. He held him off. Nice job, Jimmie. What a race by teammates. That was fantastic. I bet Jeff Gordon isn't terribly happy either.
It's what we've been waiting for 5 years right there. Awesome.
Great day for his teammate, too. Jeff Gordon has struggled here last 4 times we've been here.
Jimmie Johnson and the Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 to their 4th win of the season and 27th career Nextel Cup victory.
Winner Richmond.
Newman and Harvick off the corner. Newman holds on for the spot. 6th place.
Right behind his teammate Kurt Busch, who finishes 5th in that.
You never cease to amaze me, brother. Beautiful, beautiful job. Guys, great job flipping that car. You guys are awesome. Thank you to everybody at Hendrick Motorsports for everything you guys do. I just can't say it enough. Thank you, everybody.
At California Speedway, Jimmie Johnson, the California kid, is going to do something he wanted to do here for a long time, coming home, not only to visit the family and friends, but to go to victory lane at California Speedway. He has not won since May 6th, race number 10 at Richmond. But guess what? Tonight at California Speedway, race number 25, Jimmie Johnson takes the victory. Carl Edwards finishes 2nd, Kyle Busch is 3rd, Jeff Burton 4th, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishing 5th overall. He will be 128 points out of 12th position headed to the final race.
Going into the chase. Jimmie Johnson, you're the man. Good job.
Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up win number 6 in 2007. It would be Jimmie Johnson's 29th career win, and he will come down and take the checkered flag as Jimmie Johnson sweeps both races and wins at Richmond.
Yeah, boys, you guys are awesome.
Johnny Sauter gets the top 5.
That was great. Good job. Big crew, way to bounce back, gentlemen. Thank you. White flag this time.
White flag this time. 6 car, bottom of the racetrack. 12 car right on the rear of the 48 sideways in the middle of the track. They're wide open. Now the caution flag's out.
Race is over. That's it right there.
And the boy, Jack announces, I can't believe we got a caution flag.
Guys, that was an unbelievable race. And we saw the caution flags all day long, late in the race. And they were coming wide open in turn 1 with that 6 car sitting dead sideways in the middle of the track.
NASCAR rules are you get 1 attempt at a green-white checker. If the caution comes out, the race is over. They stop scoring them right there. And the caution and the checkered flag. Jimmie Johnson down for the green flag, trying to win a chase and trying to run away.
Oh, and Johnson gets a good restart. He gets away from Edwards by about 5 cars. Jr. spinning.
Earnhardt Jr. spins up in front of McMurray.
Tire flew off that left rear of the 8 car.
How in the world did that happen? The tire completely fell off the car.
That's the 1 attempt at a green-white checker.
Coming to the white. Coming to the white.
White in caution, and Jimmie Johnson will win it here at Atlanta.
They're yelling. Slow down.
This one, folks, is history. What a day as Jimmie Johnson wins and Carl Edwards waves out the window. again.
And there's two fellas that didn't do anything wrong at all. Jamie's just a victim, and Junior broke a wheel.
Well, the DEI guys sure did have tough luck.
Jimmie Johnson picks up his 8th win of the year, his 3rd win at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and now he moves to within 10 points, make it 9 points unofficially of Jeff Gordon. Jimmie Johnson came here 9 points out of the lead. He came to a track where he had never won a Cup race. But Jimmie Johnson has driven the wheels off his Chevy, and he will win at Texas Motor Speedway.
Gambling, he does it. If he can just make it to turn 4, he'll be a good neutral. Put it in neutral. He could coast. Put it in neutral. Whatever you want to do, you got it made.
Jimmie Johnson off turn 4.
He did
First win for Hendrick in 2008.
He did it.
Jimmie Johnson coasts across on fumes and wins it.
I'm not sure we'll see a burnout. I'm not sure there's enough fuel to do a burnout.
That is it. You won.
Oh, by the way.
Clint Boyer crosses the line 8 seconds behind Johnson.
Now all the other guys are saying, why did we stop? I love it. A field knowledge race works. I mean, if I'm the other guy, I'm saying, why did I stop?
Chad Knaus gets a big hug from Jimmie's wife, Shani.
It was real critical because this long straightaway right here could decide it.
4 hours ago, over 250,000 fans asked themselves, who will it be? Who will win the All-State 400 in 2008? They all had different answers.
Another perfect corner. Jimmie Johnson did a great job there. His crew, congratulations. Just a fantastic job.
Out of turn 4 and 2-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion, Jimmie Johnson becomes a 2-time winner at the Brickyard. Edwards, Hamlin, Sadler.
Jeff Gordon worked his way back into the top 5. A.J. Allmendinger with a 10th place finish. Great run for him.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes 12th.
Man, that's all there is to it. Thank you, boys.
What a great team effort by this Lowe's team.
For the Habitat for Humanity to build homes for people who didn't have them. They handed the keys, he and wife Shandy, to a young single mom who had 3 children who didn't have a place to live. But tonight, at this racetrack, it was time for Jimmie Johnson to take back the lead point as the top contender for the 2008 Chase Championship. Jimmie Johnson takes the win.
Great work, boys. That's the way we roll.
Excited as they should
Back
be.
in the day. Great job, buddy. Great job. What a way to end the week.
Kyle Busch still fighting for this spot. He's going to beat Casey Kane to the line.
Oh, Casey Kane didn't need that to happen. That's just some points again. We keep pointing that out, but that cost him a couple of points right there.
At California a week ago, he won both events at Richmond in 2007, was disappointed about what happened here in May. But on a Sunday afternoon in September, Jimmie Johnson comes down and wins it at Richmond.
Wow, what a race. Great race. Denny Hamlin 3rd, Dale Jr. 4th. See Clint Boyer battling to the line here.
Okay, you can breathe now, Clint. You're in the chase.
Right, yeah, great job.
Boyer will finish 12th, Edwards 13th, and that will put Boyer as the final car in the chase by 69 points over Casey Kane, who finished 13th in points. And
Awesome. Thank you, boys.
White flag.
Get you some, bud. Let's go get it now.
That was big right there. Jimmie Johnson took that away. Carl Edwards was going to get to the outside of him and have a chance to make the pass. Still might get him right here.
Here he comes, digging up off the corner. Turn 2, half a lap away from the checkered flag.
And what's Jimmie Johnson do here? He goes to that high side. Carl Edwards is going to go to the bottom. There we go. Oh, comes right by him. With a car stick. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's in the wall.
Can he get it off the wall?
We're back inside now.
Oh, wow.
Carl Edwards trying to hang on. Here comes Jimmie Johnson down, and Johnson will take the win.
Wow. How good is that? Wow.
That's a finish right there, boys.
And the
Biffle gets the 24.
Biffle will get Jeff Gordon. Wow.
5 points for him.
How about Carl Edwards and just driving it all the way from one side of the track to the other?
You called it. You said it that Jimmie was going to take it away.
There, brother.
Man, oh man.
And Carl was going to go to the inside.
Yeah.
Pulled the old slide job. It just slid too far.
And down the back straightaway, Jimmie Johnson trying to pick up his 6th win in 2008.
Good job, guys. Good job, Jimmie. Yeah, we roll, boys. But excellent performance, gentlemen. Excellent performance. Great work. That's what you call. That's it. That's what you call points racing. Getting them all.
That's the way you get all of them. Lead the most laps and take that win.
All 4 Hendrick cars finishing in the top 6.
Okay, we're coming. See if he can get to the bumper.
Can he get there? Here he comes. Kurt Busch a car length away. Jimmie Johnson trying to hang on.
Car length back. Awesome job, dude.
And Jimmie Johnson wins for the 7th time this year. Whoa, contact.
Hard lick for these cars. That's a bad way to end the race. A lot of cars getting torn up here.
6, 7, 8 cars involved.
Stewart's involved.
Since halfway down the back straightaway.
Newman and Martin lean on each other in turn 2.
I think Newman got the better of him that time.
I believe he will prevail.
Jimmie Johnson wins at Martinsville on the 25th anniversary of Hendrick Motorsports' first win. 41st Cup win as Dale Jr. bounces off the wall on the way to the flag.
Fishtail into the house. Let's see what Johnson in the 11 car, if they have any words. No, it looks like pretty congenial.
5 wins.
Great work, Jimmie. Great work, man. Thanks.
You know who's breathing the easiest right now? Chad Cannell's in that 48 pit crew.
Yeah, well, he's doing one of those I told you so's now.
Jimmie Johnson and the Cobalt Tools Lowe's Chevrolet come off turn 4 and score their 4th win at Dover, their 2nd win of 2009.
Stewart 2nd, Biffle 3rd, Kenseth 4th, Kurt Busch 5th.
Casey Kane will be 6th. Carl Edwards 7th. Ryan Newman, Casey Mears, Mark Martin the top 10. Boyer, Earnhardt, Hornish, Joey Logano, and Jamie McMurray at the line for 14th.
This time down the back straightaway, Jimmie Johnson stays in the middle of the racetrack and will pull him by a couple of car lengths. 2 turns away from the checkered flag. Turn 3.
Well, Martin just needs a couple of car lengths trying to loosen him up.
Man, he drove it hard in there and out of that corner. That's why Jimmie Johnson's a champion right there, folks.
Out of turn 4, headed for the checkered flag, and 3-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmie Johnson becomes a 3-time winner at the Brickyard 400.
First time anybody's ever won it back-to-back.
Stewart gets Biffle there at the end.
Awesome, dude. You are absolutely incredible. Just incredible. Never had it.
In both races, serving notice that this young man was going to be a factor in NASCAR Sprint Cup racing. And here today, he has led 3 times for 271 laps, and Jimmie Johnson wins it at Dover.
That's right, boys. Maximum points. Thank you. Oh, nice work, Johnson. Nice work.
So Johnson takes the win. Martin in 2nd. Kenseth finishing 3rd. Montoya 4th. Kurt Busch 5th. And you saw that it was Jeff Gordon 6th. Allmendinger did finish in front of Casey Kane, who finished 8th. Tony Stewart 9th. And Ryan Newman in the top 10. By the way, Carl Edwards finished 11th. Trying to be a factor here, maybe to finish 3rd or 2nd.
I'd have to say he'll go to the high side here and see if he can get by Montoya. Montoya's going to try to block, but he see Gordon all the way on the apron.
Jimmie Johnson coming down out of turn 4. What a job they have done again, and for the 2nd year, make it 3rd year in a row in the fall. Jimmie Johnson wins at California, and Gordon finishes 2nd.
Nice job, guys. Hell yeah. How about that, Johnson? You got the job, man.
So Gordon, Montoya, Martin, and Stewart, second, third, fourth, and fifth. What a job. There's Rick Hendrick congratulating Chad Knaus. What an effort there for Jimmie Johnson. For Jimmie Johnson, a 5-time winner thus far in 2009. We mentioned no driver has ever won 3 of the first 5 chase races. But the guy who is chasing history in NASCAR has done it tonight at Lowe's Motor Speedway. Jimmie Johnson gets the win.
And Gordon wins this battle for 4th.
Martin trying to get a position. Biffle will take that spot. Can he hold off Harvick? Yeah, he will hold off Kevin Harvick, and Martin will finish back in 17th. Biffle is 16th.
Awesome job, dude. We just completed the biggest goal of my life, just so you know.
Could Jimmie Johnson bounce back from disappointment in Texas? And Johnson, what a performance. The 3-time and defending NASCAR Sprint Cup champion gets it done and wins the 3rd year in a row here at Phoenix.
Jeff Burton gets that 2nd place finish.
Mark Martin will finish in 4th position.
See 7th spot for Boyer for another RCR. Good finish.
What did everybody say? He just wins here in the fall?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. He's won the last 3 fall races.
The Roush cars have dominated the spring here, but defending champ Matt Kenseth is only 7th.
We're going to have a heck of a finish here for 2nd.
Boy, it's going to be a drag race between those 2 guys.
I believe Burt might get him down on that bottom. No, Harvick got it.
Jimmie Johnson wins the Auto Club 500. There is Joey Logano holding off Kurt Busch.
Very nice run. Gentlemen, you did a great job. Great job, everybody. Great job, Jimmie. I'm very proud of you, buddy. You had to work.
Scott Speed and Brian Vickers, teammates, crossed the line side by side. Speed got 11th. Logano back after Kenseth out of turn 2. That one's going to go all the way to the flag. Johnson out of 4. And here he comes.
Very nice job, boys.
NASCAR's all-time winner on 1.5-mile tracks is Jimmie Johnson. The battle back for 5th place.
Ooh, that's hard to call. That's
Logano
hard to call.
Or Kenseth?
I believe Kenseth got him.
I think he got down on the apron and made the shorter route and clipped him.
Absolutely. Guys, great job in the pits. Jimmie, great work out there, buddy. No luck involved in that one, my friend.
They wanted to stand by the lady with the blue feathers at Las Vegas.
Here he comes off at turn 4.
Checkered flag. Jimmie Johnson scores his 50th career Sprint Cup win.
Great job, driver. Great job, buddy. Awesome work, everybody. Yes!
Tony Stewart worked on that car all day and brought it home in 2nd place. Kurt Busch led the most laps by far, 278, more than half the race.
First child in less than a month. Today, a Father's Day he won't forget. Bobby Labonte off course. Jimmie Johnson not concerned about that. For the first time in his career, he's going to win on a road course. Johnson wins the Toyota Save Mark 350 at Sonoma.
Thank you, get out. Thank you, boys.
The slide in front of Kurt Busch. He now has the runner-up spot. Jimmie Johnson pulling away. For the 52nd time in his career, he's going to try and claim the checkers, and he's going to do it back-to-back. A win last week at Sonoma. Today, he does it in the Granite State. Johnson wins.
Wow. That's a good last 8 or 10 laps of the race, man.
We see Rudeman and Denny Hamlin going after each other.
Yeah, down here in turns 1 and 2.
Jimmie Johnson, 25th last week. But the drive for 5 is back alive because as he comes out of turn number 4, Jimmie Johnson's going to win chase race number 2. Second place, Jeff Burton.
Nice work, brother. Nice work. Maximum points today, buddy. For both laps led, win the race. Good job. Yeah, man. Thanks, guys. Let's enjoy this. Take a deep breath. Absorb it. Come back to it again next week.
Most of this race, they're just now showing it.
The bell lap, and the man who started up front leads it, Jeff Gordon.
But here comes the next two pair. These two cats right here, they may have timed it out too. Let's see what happens down the back.
Now they will get a draft off Mark Martin. And here's the slingshot to the outside.
Stay together. That's what they're saying. Stay together. Push, push, push. Well, get tight down here in turn 3.
Don't forget Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr., 5th and 6th. They are there. Which group will they go with? And will it help the Columbus cars, or will it help Jeff Gordon to victory lane?
All bets are off. They get to the middle of the tri-oval.
Watch out, down low.
Way down comes Johnson.
Good run.
He's got room. They're 3 wide. 3 by 3 to the line.
Johnson.
Maybe Jimmie Johnson.
I believe he got him by an inch.
2/1000ths of a second he beat Boyer.
Okay, a 16th of an inch.
Have you ever?
Oh, man. Oh, man. No, we have. I have never seen anything like that. Woohoo! What a finish.
That's how you do teammates, man. Go up and congratulate them. Both y'all won that race. Both y'all.
An unbelievable finish where Jimmie Johnson had just enough room between the two cars on the inside and the double yellow line, because crossing that would have cost him the race. He had the room. He made it work.
It's amazing how things will work out sometime for you, and sometime that time it worked to perfection. Watch this.
Jeff Gordon watching Boyer, seeing if he can beat Boyer. Left just enough room on the inside for Johnson and Earnhardt. Right there in the tri-oval, it's Boyer's race.
Yeah, it looks like Boyer's pulling ahead, but then all of a sudden they hit that wall of air. Here comes that 48.
But Darrell, the start-finish line here is 1,000 feet further. And look how close it is, 4 wide at the wire.
That is just a beautiful thing right there. 2, 4, 6, 8 cars.
So close, we can hardly capture it with our stop-motion camera. There's a look at it, and there is the margin. Darrell, this so reminds me.
Remember Carl Edwards' final corner try that Johnson held off a few years ago. Coming to the checkered flag. No such run for Casey Kane this time. Jimmie Johnson goes to the top of the stack at Kansas, scores his 2nd win of the season, while they scramble to the checkered flag behind him. Wow.
Goodness. What a
Good job, buddy. Good job. That's 199.
Carl Edwards gets a top 5 finish.
Jimmie Johnson sails off into turn 3. Hamlin is going to have to deal with Stewart for 2nd. Hendrick Motorsports 200th Sprint Cup victory belongs to Jimmie Johnson in the Southern 500.
There you go, Mr. Rick. Got you one.
Denny Hamlin 2nd, Tony Stewart 3rd, Kyle Busch, Martin Truex the top 5. 3 Chevys, a Ford, and a Toyota in the top 5. Winner at Darlington, 8th on the all-time win list, 7th Dover win, tying Richard Petty and Bobby Allison for the most here. Jimmie Johnson wins the FedEx 400, benefiting Autism Speaks, his 57th career win.
Wonderful, wonderful job, everybody. Jimmie, you whipped them today, man. Maximum points today, man. That was fantastic.
I like max points.
Johnson knows it never gets old. It'll be just like he won his first Brickyard race.
Johnson said you come through the tunnel and history starts talking to you, and he's so happy to have had 3 special moments for himself at this track. Said, I hope to have a 4th. His hero, Rick Mears, won the Indianapolis 500 4 times. They've got something to talk about. As Johnson clears the final corner and the checkered flag is in the air. A 4th win in the Brickyard 400 to Jimmie Johnson. Keselowski still racing with Gordon for 6th place. Johnson is going to be able to hold off Kyle Busch. Kyle takes a run at him, won't get there. Win and championship lead to Jimmie Johnson at Martinsville.
Well done, my friend. Well done.
That was well done. Yeah, that team is so good here. Jimmie Johnson is probably one of the best ever racers.
Yes. Right here, brother.
Busch to the inside in the final corners.
Jimmie Johnson.
It's going to be Keselowski finishing 2nd behind his rival for the championship. Back-to-back wins for the 5-time champ. Jimmie Johnson scores at Texas.
Well done, everybody. Well done.
Darrell, keep an eye on Darrell.
Oh, car in the wall, hard. Turn 1. And it's one of the BK cars. It's the 93 of Travis Quapple. No caution. NASCAR, if the track is clear, they will let them finish. We are still green. And here come the leaders.
Yeah, Mark Martin is really pushing Dale Earnhardt Jr. in that 88.
Junior to the inside of Greg Biffle. The green flag still flies. Martin's number 55. Keselowski in the 2. Biffle backing up. Patrick behind him. For the 2nd time, the Daytona 500 goes to Jimmie Johnson, 5-time champion from El Cajon, California, and his Rick Hendricks Chevrolet.
He can thank Dale Jr. for that. 2nd year, Dale Jr. has come on late and finished 2nd.
Danica Patrick, the pole sitter, becomes the highest finishing woman in the Daytona 500, 8th.
They were
back straightaway.
Here he goes. Here he goes. He's going to make a run on it right here.
Keselowski to the inside. Here comes Jimmie Johnson. Win 62. 5th place, side by side. Too close to call.
Kyle got him, I think, by like an inch.
It shows 6 for the 2nd. Wow, Brian Vickers goes spinning in turn 1 after the checkered flag.
I'm not so sure that either Kevin Harvick or Danica Patrick didn't hit Brian Vickers.
Harvick.
One of the 2.
Newman completes the pass. Jimmie Johnson opened the season with a win in the Daytona 500. He's been consistent all year long. Got a victory at Martinsville in late March. His 3rd checkered flag of the year coming at Pocono. Jimmie Johnson does it today.
Well done, my man. Well done. Coming outside here, 116. Well done, Jimmie. You are, man, you're on it today. Damn.
Hopefully they're cleared when they get back down there.
Tony Stewart won this race last year. He's won it 4 times.
Shoving the 14. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but
Through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Off the corner, here comes Jimmie Johnson. He's dominated the race. Now he can see the finish line. That's Busch in the outside lane, not making a move.
Oh,
trouble behind him.
Danica.
Danica and others. Jimmie Johnson gets the win at Daytona.
Yes, she got turned right there.
that was a dominating performance by the 48 team tonight.
Led 93 laps.
Thank you. Awesome.
Richard Petty, Bobby Allison. Jimmie was tied with him for most wins at Dover. Now the record is his alone. Jimmie Johnson dominates the Monster Mile and wins the third race in the chase.
Thank you, brother. Max points, my man. Max points. Well done. Very proud of you. You drove your ass off there. Big crew, good job. Earl, good job. Everybody, mechanics, thanks for all the hard work. I know it wasn't easy this week. Yes. Thank you, guys.
Looks like it is going to be about that easy for Chad Canals and Jimmie Johnson. A very dominating performance so far today.
Matt Kenseth is going to finish fourth. Jimmie Johnson is going to lead 255 of 334 laps. Outstanding indeed. The winner at Texas, Jimmie Johnson.
Nice job, guys. Way to come here prepared to get it done.
Well, this used to be Jimmie Johnson's house, and then they repaved the joint and they got away from him, but looks like they got it back tonight. This is Johnson's 7th win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
First win of 2014 for Jimmie Johnson, Chad Knaus, and the Lowe Chevrolet.
Well done, Jimmie. Well done, buddy. Did a great job today. Thank you for all your hard work and your patience. Did you, brother? That was 48 business all day long right there. Thank you, boys. Roger that, man. Roger that. I love these races. Good job. Pit crew, way to pull it together there, guys. Good work. Proud of you all.
Single filing it down the back straightaway. One battle toward the back. Marcus Ambrose, Jeff Gordon for 15. Out of turn 4, Jimmie Johnson, the Lowe Chevrolet, scores its 68th Sprint Cup win in the FedEx 400.
What a car. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, team. Awesome day. Boy, I told you were going to like that race car, didn't I? Told you last week. Yeah, man. What a ride. Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you, Jimmie. Fantastic job, guys. Everybody, great job. Way to perform from the time that we unloaded. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you.
Jimmie Johnson is batting .360 as far as going to victory lane at Dover. This is his 9th win here, all but unbeatable.
Half a lap away from victory. Entering today, there were 5 tracks on the Sprint Cup Series schedule where Jimmie Johnson had never gone to victory lane. You can cross Michigan off the list. The 6-time champion going to get his first Michigan trophy this afternoon.
Hi, guys. Woo! Thank you, boys. Thank you. Chad, brilliant strategy, brother.
But unless there's a slip, he's not going to have enough time to catch Jimmie. A frantic finish, and for the 3rd year in a row, Jimmie Johnson wins the chase race at Texas.
I want you to burn the hide off those things, man. Great job. Congratulations, guys. Awesome day on pit road, you guys. Awesome day. Jimmie, drove your ass off, man. Yeah, buddy, thank you.
I'll tell you, he did, but he wasn't the only one.
Up a couple of tenths here off turn number 2. Here comes Johnson for his 71st career win. Jimmie Johnson wins the Folds of Honor Quick Trip 500.
And guess what?
What did you boys do to this thing last night? Thank you. Woo!
He's in the chase too, brother.
Good job, fellas.
Kevin Harvick gets to within 1.8 seconds at the checker.
Great job, Jimmie. Very, very proud of you, bud. Very proud of everybody on this race team. You guys worked so hard this week. I really appreciate it.
Chad and Jimmy, they put the right touch on the car that last time in on the pit stop, and it really performed, and there they are, coming to victory. Here they come to the checkered flag.
Of the last 5 races on mile-and-a-half tracks, Jimmy's won every other one. Checkered flag, Jimmie Johnson wins Texas.
And Harvick beat Dale Earnhardt Jr. back to the line.
He got under him off 4.
Great job, Jimmy. Really, really proud of you, man. Sorry about that drama there at the middle, but, man, you came back strong. Really, really proud of you. Pit crew, good job today. Good job.
Harvick 3/10 back. Throws it into turn number 3. Cuts the gap to 1/4 of a second. Gets up high toward the wall, drops it down, but Jimmie Johnson is going to win Kansas, and that's Earl Barber, the spotter, making good on his promise as he guaranteed a top 3 tonight.
You know who that was.
A total team effort there, boys. Great work, everybody. Great work. Jimmy's fantastic.
That was Earl Barber, the spotter. Larry and I both gave him crap out here when we were in the rain delay, and he said, "I'll guarantee you boys a top 3 tonight." And I said, "Yeah, right."
Kane back there with him. 3-car breakaway, 3 wide into turn 3. Everybody wants the 4th spot, but Jimmie Johnson, the all-time winner at Dover, it's over. 10 wins for Johnson.
Oh, how about that 43 car? Where did he come from?
He came and got 4 fresh tires that last caution.
Martin Truex not happy with Casey Kane and the way they came off 4 on that restart.
Yeah, he just didn't get going, and I think that's what messed up Truex. He couldn't get the 5-car. Kane couldn't get going.
To the bottom of the racetrack, Jimmie Johnson will lead 6 laps, but the most important one as he comes out of turn 4. Johnson wins at Texas again.
We're back! Great job, buddy. Great job. Make sure we got our track bar and everything where we need it. Great job.
And on the radio, you hear it. We're back.
Didn't get a good restart. That Kevin Harvick, he spun the tires when he went to 3rd gear.
Crash back straightaway. This will be the race.
The race is over.
Here they come. Around to the line, looking for the flag. 4 cars involved in the back. Johnson takes the white flag. Dale Jr., Kyle Busch. Caution is out. It's over in Atlanta.
Wow.
Per NASCAR's overtime rules, once Jimmie Johnson passed the overtime line on the backstretch, that was the official restart of overtime. The next flag would end the race. They did come to the line for the white flag under green. Caution out. David Reagan, Eric Almirola, and others involved.
Time to Jimmie Johnson.
Keselowski had to lift and lost 3-4 spots coming off turn 2.
So we're past the line. We're good.
Here they come. They are 3 wide in turn 3, but up front, Superman pulls away. The man of steel will score his 77th win. Jimmie Johnson to the flag. Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, and side by side for 5th, a photo finish between Ricky Stenhouse and Chase Elliott.
That pit stop, boys. That pit stop. We need stops like that all the time.
Down the back stretch for the final time. It has been 24 races since Jimmie Johnson, a 6-time champion, a 7-time winner at this racetrack, has been to victory lane as he comes out of 4. Jimmie Johnson wins at Charlotte.
Hell yeah! Great job, Jimmie Johnson. Great job, man. Very, very proud of you today. Very, very good.
After having a long pit stop and going all the way to the back of the field, he's battled back. He's out front. He has punched his ticket to Homestead. Jimmie Johnson wins in Martinsville.
Yes, yes! Thank you, boys. Thank you.
79 career wins for Jimmie Johnson. And more importantly, one step closer to the elusive 7 championships. A half a lap away from the championship. Jimmie Johnson through 3 and 4. Make room. Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. There's another 7-time champ. Jimmie Johnson wins his 7th NASCAR Sprint Cup championship.
You are looking at 7-time champion, Sprint NASCAR champion, Jimmie Johnson.
He was a 10th faster than Johnson that last lap, but he's going to run out of time. Jimmie Johnson last in victory lane at Homestead. Jimmie Johnson, Lowe's, Hendrick Motorsports, and Chevrolet win in Texas. They beat Kyle Larson by 0.4 of a second.
That Larson was on a tear, man.
Couple more laps, it could have been different.
If he could have gotten around, Joey Logano, he could have gotten there. But Joey Logano was his savior for the 48.
Thank you. That rough start to the season on Jimmie Johnson jacking us the 48 team. No, we won't be hearing about that for a while.
Jimmie Johnson to the high side. He's going to come off turn 4 and win his 82nd Cup victory. Back-to-back again for Jimmie Johnson. Boyer second, Harvick third, Kenseth and Logano the top 5. Larson, Elliott, Truex, Stenhouse, and Denny Hamlin with worn-out tires the top 10.
Good job, baby. Look how excited Jimmie Johnson is. That's a big, big win. This has not been one of his best tracks.
The California kid versus the 7-time champion. Green flag.
Larson did not get the start that he wanted. He's going to have to work hard to get the outside of Jimmie Johnson here. Oh,
McMurray 3 wide.
Wow, he's sideways on the wreck.
No,
big
the
crash, back straight away.
Crashed.
That'll be it.
Big wreck going into 3. I mean, look at them. They're wrecking everywhere.
I think they made it to the overtime line.
Now NASCAR will have to look at video to determine whether the leader was at the overtime line or not before the caution.
So many good cars that were having great days here, all wadded up in the 3rd turn.
Allmendinger destroyed. Dillon against the turn 3 wall.
What a shame.
Jones comes down pit road completely wrecked. Mayhem. Casey Kane.
Cars just wadded up. The 77's crippled going down pit road here with the whole nose caved in.
All right, let's watch the leader, who is Jimmie Johnson.
See the stay drive flying up, but I think it might have affected the 42 car a little bit. I saw him wiggling a little bit there.
And there is the overtime line.
What do you think?
I think he's past it. Definitely. Wow.
So under caution, the race leaders will come around to the checkered flag. Cole Witt climbing out. We'll get a total of the cars involved for you. Ty Dillon was able to come across. And Jimmie Johnson will tie Cale Yarborough on Stock Car Racing's all-time win list. Johnson wins his 11th at Dover.
And he's got a lot of fans here in Dover because they're all cheering for that.
I don't know that anybody saw that coming. I don't think they thought he was going to pull it off today, but he did. I really felt like things were going his way when he stayed out on that one time there in the caution. You know, got a lot of cars a lap down. It worked out.